The Krillian hunting pack had tracked prey across 17 star systems. They were apex predators, feared throughout the Galactic Council territories. Their exoskeletons could withstand plasma fire. Their reflexes operated in milliseconds, and their pack tactics had brought down creatures that haunted the nightmares of civilized species. Earth was supposed to be easy. Commander Zekthar had reviewed the data with amusement. The planet was classified as a Class 12 death world, impressive by most standards, but the dominant species appeared remarkably fragile. No natural armor, no venomous appendages, no enhanced sensory organs, just soft pink flesh stretched over a calcium framework. Weaklings, Zekthar had chittered to his pack. We take one as a trophy, study their primitive culture, and leave. They landed in a region the locals called Colorado, a mountainous terrain that reminded Zekthar of the hunting grounds on Krill Prime. Their cloaking technology rendered them invisible to human detection systems. The pack moved through the forest with practiced silence. Searching for an isolated target, they found him 3 kilometers from the nearest settlement. The human was alone, ascending a sheer rock face that would have challenged even Krillian physiology. He wore no powered assistance, no anti-gravity harness, just fabric clothing and strange rubber-coated appendages on his hands and feet. The creature moved with deliberate precision, his fingers finding holds in cracks barely visible to the Krillian's enhanced optics. "This one is damaged," observed Skelnix, the pack's tracker. No healthy creature would attempt such an impossible task. But Zekthar noticed something else. The human's vital signs, captured by their bioscanner, showed no distress. His heart rate was elevated but controlled. His breathing remained steady. Most curious of all, the chemical analysis of his brain activity suggested something the translator struggled to interpret. Enjoyment. He's playing? Zekthar's mandibles clicked in confusion. They watched as the human reached an overhang, his body suspended hundreds of meters above the rocky ground below. One hand released its grip. For a moment he hung by 3 points of contact, then swung his body outward, reaching for a hold that seemed impossibly distant. He caught it. The Krillians exchanged glances. This wasn't survival. This wasn't hunting or escaping danger. The human had deliberately placed himself in mortal peril for no logical reason. "Perhaps this is a mating ritual," suggested Vexra, the youngest of the pack. They continued observing. The human completed his climb as the sun began its descent, then did something that made Zekthar's blood run cold. He jumped. For a horrifying moment, the pack thought they were witnessing a suicide. But then fabric exploded from the human's back, a primitive parachute that caught the air and slowed his descent. He landed in a clearing, laughing. The sound echoed through the forest, genuine and unrestrained. The translator finally processed the word. "Fun. We take him now," Zekthar decided. Before he enters his settlement, the pack moved into position, their plasma nets ready. They had done this 1,000 times. Surround, disorient, capture. Simple. The human noticed them immediately. Somehow, despite their cloaking technology, despite their silent approach, the human's head snapped in their direction. His eyes, those weak forward-facing eyes, locked onto Zekthar's position with unnerving accuracy. "Well," the human said, his lips curling into an expression the translator identified as a smile. "This is new." He didn't run. Zekthar fired the plasma net. The human dove forward, rolling beneath the energy field with a speed that should have been impossible for his physiology. He came up moving, but not away, toward them. "Initiate attack pattern Omega," Zekthar commanded. The pack converged from 4 directions, their movement synchronized through neural links. But the human moved like liquid chaos, never where they expected. He grabbed a fallen branch, a primitive wooden stick, and used it to vault over Vexra's charge, his feet connecting with the young Krillian's head with devastating force. Vexra went down. Her exoskeleton cracked. The human landed and immediately launched himself at Skelnix using momentum rather than strength. He struck pressure points the Krillians didn't even know they had. His attacks precise and economical. No wasted movement, no hesitation, and he was still smiling. "What are you?" Zekthar screamed, abandoning strategy for a direct charge. The human sidestepped, and Zekthar felt something wrap around his leg. A vine the human had grabbed in passing. The commander's own momentum sent him crashing into a tree. His vision blurred, but he heard the human's voice calm and measured. Marathon runners, free climbers, cave divers, base jumpers. The human circled the downed Krillians, his breathing barely elevated. We seek out danger because everything on our world tried to kill us for millions of years. We became so good at survival that we had to invent new ways to feel alive. He crouched beside Zekthar, close enough that the commander could see himself reflected in those terrifying, intelligent eyes. This? The human gestured to the mountain, the forest, the downed hunters. This is my weekend. This is what I do to relax. Zekthar's translator caught another word in the human's chemical signature. Adrenaline. The pack retreated to their ship, dragging their wounded. They left Earth's atmosphere within the hour. Their report to the Galactic Council marked with the highest warning level. Deathworld Class 12 reclassified to Class 1. Dominant species engages in recreational activities that would constitute military training on any civilized world. They climb without purpose. They jump from heights for enjoyment. They run until their bodies fail, then continue. They call it fun. Do not engage. In the Colorado mountains, Marcus Chen finished his post-climb stretch and checked his smartwatch. His hiking group would be wondering where he was. He picked up his gear and started the trail back to civilization, already planning next weekend's adventure. Behind him, the stars held a new secret: humanity's reputation as the Deathworlders who terrified the galaxy's apex predators, all because they couldn't sit still.